Hey, what's up guys, Awesome Bomb here, and today I want to share my impressions on Guacamelee. So, Guacamelee, it might sound very strange, and it actually does, it is kind of strange. Um, but the game itself is pretty fun. So, anyway, Guacamelee is a 2D, two-dimensional fighting and parkouring indie game. Yeah, that's it's pretty fun. I mean, it's an easy game. It's not something very new or big or anything. But it's a simple little game and it's quite fun. That's because of that reason. Because it's like very simple. I mean, it's fun for every like everyone. It's not only fun for the children or for the old people. Old people, I should say. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying. But it's fun for everybody. It's just this game is like it's pretty fun. It's something different from all the usual shooters and like I don't know, whatever, like everything. It's a fun little game like to do in between for I don't know, just for fun. So the game is based off of Mexico, I guess. I mean, the setting, it kind of looks like Mexico to me. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but I don't know. It just does look like Mexico, so whatever. Anyway, so first of all, I want to share my impressions on the gameplay, what I liked and what I don't like about it. Then I'll share my impressions on the story, and at the end I'll give my verdict. So I'll give the score of the game, what I would give it. So, alright, gameplay. So the stuff I like about the gameplay. First of all, it is very addicting. I mean, this game is very fucking fun to play. It really doesn't bore you. You don't get bored very quickly of this game. I mean, it's just the whole vibe of it is very lively, and it's always really fun to play because of that. And like as I said, it's a two-dimensional fighting game. And so of course you see a lot of fighting, like fist fighting, and also some kicking and blah blah. I mean, this like obviously you build up combos when you're like fighting enemies, and like you just build up combos by fighting them in real quick succession, and it's pretty fucking fun to have like to build up all these combos and like get over 100 hits and shit like that, and like you fucking like holy shit, I just got 100 hits without like fucking up or anything. I mean, it's pretty fun, cool. But yeah, I mean, it's just fun like doing all these combos and just keep hitting all the enemies one by one, and just it's fun, cool. And yeah, of course, this game has boss battles, and like actually not quite a lot, but there's a few of them. And they're also pretty fun and kind of challenging, but it's not a bad thing, the challenging part, because like most of the time the other enemies are not really challenging. So these boss fights are pretty fun to do as well, just because of the little challenge that's in them. But other than that, I mean, it's not really a big deal. I mean, for these boss fights, you do have to have these like different tactics on how you're going to approach them, what the attack would be useful for which situation. But yeah, I mean, that's the fun of it. So the game also has some pretty fun optional fighting challenges, and also some optional parkour challenges. And these fighting and parkour challenges are very challenging at times. I mean, very challenging. These are probably one of the most challenging things, like probably one of the most challenging things I've ever done in a video game. But once you do finish them, you're like, oh, thank God I'm done with that. Holy moly, Jesus, that was too hard for me, but whatever, I managed to get through it. I mean, yeah, luckily they're all optional, so yeah. I mean, that's the fun of it. I mean, if you feel like you want to have a real fucking challenge, then you can do these optional things, and like it's pretty cool of how they did that. The game also has some collectibles, and these collectibles kind of act as upgrades for your health and your stamina. Like there's certain collectibles which are good for your health, like they increase your health bar, like you have more health, or like this other collectible that increases your stamina, and like you can do more of these like special attacks which require more power. like without getting too tired or anything. So yeah, I mean it's a really good thing to do, like these collectibles, to do it like that. It really gives you a reason to collect all the collectibles before you do the like final boss, or do it before you do these like optional fighting challenges. I mean, it's like they give you a reason to collect all these collectibles, and that's a really good thing they did. Um, and yeah, the soundtrack of the game while you're playing the game, the soundtrack just fits perfectly to the world. I mean, it's like this Mexican vibe, and it fits perfectly in the game, and the soundtrack is just absolutely amazing. Like they like on default, the soundtrack is actually a bit too loud for me. I mean, I had to turn it down 50% because I thought it was way too loud at times. Uh, but yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's still a very good soundtrack if you have it like a little softer than it's normally. Um, but yeah, I mean, whatever. It's still a very good soundtrack. It fits perfectly to the game. So yeah, whatever. It's a good thing. Um, so the gameplay also has one only one little thing I didn't really like about it. And those are again those optional fighting challenges in the parkour challenge, especially the parkour challenges. I mean, there's one certain parkour challenge which can take you at least 1 fucking hour to get like to finish because it's so freaking hard and it's just fucking ridiculous. But the optional fighting challenges are not really that like hard or anything. I mean, they can be quite hard at times. If you're not really good at the game, they can be really fucking hard. I mean, I had to replay them, or replay one certain fighting challenge, like I don't know, maybe 5 times or something, because I couldn't like make it through these. It's kind of like arena challenges. You have to like do all these in quick succession. You have to beat them, like you beat all the enemies in every single arena, and it's really hard to stay alive during this fucking arena challenge, especially when you're low on health. You just like eventually in the last few like arenas, you like get these super strong enemies like which only like have to attack you like 3 or 4 times before they kill you. So it's just like you gotta be very careful with that with those guys. But other than that, I mean, these fighting challenges are pretty fun. But because of the challenges, but they can be a little bit frustrating. And as I said, the parkour challenges are, at least one of those are really frustrating. This one that I said, like, which could take you at least an hour, is like, it just fucking annoys the shit out of you. Like, at least it did on my side, and I did want to like finish it because I wanted to get this like collectible that was at the end. Um, but it just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It was just very frustrating, and I'm glad it's optional, because for people who actually don't want to do it, just don't have to. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, it was very frustrating. That's really the only thing I really didn't really like while I was playing the game. But whatever. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So the game also has a story. But the story is not really that big or anything. I mean, it's nothing new. Um, the story kind of reminded me of Mario. It's like you're just this hero and you have to save the princess from the evil villain, like from the bad guy. I mean, it kind of does remind me of Mario because you have to save the princess, and like it was immediately I thought, look, it's kind of like Mario. What the hell? But yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I just thought, like, why not mention it? So, yeah, whatever. The thing is, in the story, the main villain kind of has a background story to himself. Like, it's a kind of interesting story as well. I want to spoil it, so I'm not going to do that. But the main villain has an interesting background story. I mean, it's not. It's just interesting. Like, it's interesting to see how he became bad and shit. Like how he became evil. I mean, but whatever. I mean, it's a good little extra thing there. But yeah, other than that, the story isn't really impressive or anything. I mean, it's pretty fun to get through. But yeah, it won't stick with you like in the few days after you finish the game. But whatever. So I mean that's already it for my impressions, and now I'm gonna just real quick let you guys what I think of the what I would give it like as a score. What I would give it, and I would give this game a 8.5 out of 10. And I was thinking about giving it a 9 out of 10, but I thought that the game was not very long. I mean, it's a fairly short game. I think you can finish it in about 5 hours if you're not really something or someone who's like into the optional fighting challenges and like parkour challenges, and if you're not really into collecting collectibles, and I think you can easily manage to finish it in 5 hours. I mean, I personally I think I did it in 8 hours or 7 hours or something like that. So whatever. But yeah, I mean, the reason I didn't give it a 9 because of that is because the game is not really long. So I decided to give it an 8.5 out of 10, which is still a very decent score. Let's be honest here. I mean, 8.5 out of 10 is a very good score. And I think this game really deserves it. I mean, it's a fun game. It has its humor, and it's like it's a really fun game to do. To do it. It's a different game, just to say it like that. I mean, I'm not really used to these two-dimensional games, but these fighting and like parkour games like that, I'm not really someone who plays a lot of those games. But like this Guacamelee, this game kind of like let me know that I really do like these kind of games. So whatever. I mean, this is coming from a guy who isn't really into indie games at all, but this game is also indie game. It's pretty fun. Like it's not a bad game or anything. So yeah, those were my impressions on Guacamelee. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comment section, and I will answer them as quick as I can. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Later.